Hello and welcome to All Things Nitty. Today I'm going to show you how to do this stitch, which is called the tipped scale stitch. It's a beautifully thick and slightly reversible. You will be left with some posts at the back, but this works perfect when you use two separate balls of wool on a slightly bigger hook. So I'm using a 4.5mm crochet hook, and I'm using two separate yarn. I'm using a solid yellow and a colour changing ball, and it gives you this beautiful effect. The pattern uses front post double crochets, so if you haven't done that before, I've attached a link below to a previous video called the waffle stitch, and that will give you the technique that's used. So to begin your tip scale stitch, you have to do a chain in multiples of 4 plus 1. So at the moment I'm doing a cushion cover with this stitch, and all you do is chain until your chain is slightly larger than your cushion, and that gives you enough space. So once you've got a chain of multiples of 4 plus 1, you're going to begin a full row of double crochets starting in the fourth chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. In the fourth chain from hook, you're going to work a double crochet, and then you're going to work a double crochet in each of the chains along, and I'll get you once we've done that. Okay, so we now have a full row of double crochets. Before we move on to the pattern repeat row, I'd just like to take a few seconds to thank everyone for their support. I've only been doing this for a month or so, so the comments, the likes, the subscribers, turning the bell on for notifications, it really does mean a lot. It's given me, yous have given me inspiration, and I hope I've given you some. So we begin the pattern row by chaining 1 and turning our work. Now this and every subsequent row, you're going to start and finish with 2 double crochets. So in the first stitch here, you're going to work a double crochet. In the next stitch along, you're going to work a double crochet again. And this is where we start working front post double crochets, and then a triple crochet, then a double triple crochet. So I will show you that slowly. So under the second double crochet that we just made, we're going to be working into the post directly below that. So to begin, yarn over once and behind the post and work a double crochet. So it's yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Your work will naturally want to fold in half like this. It makes it so much easier to work the front post. We're now going to work a front post treble crochet, so you wrap your yarn twice before going through the post. Yarn over, pull through, and you'll have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the first 2, and yarn over, pull through the 2 that's left. And now a double treble crochet is you wrap the yarn 3 times before going into the stitch. Once you've wrapped 3 times, use your finger to pull all your stitches down together. This keeps the stitch the same height throughout. So we've wrapped 3 times. We're going to go behind that post, yarn over, pull through. You have 5 loops on your hook. I know it looks more because we've doubled the wool up, but it is 5 loops. And you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over through 2, yarn over through 2, and yarn over through the last 2. And that makes your scale. So when you look at it like from the front, it makes this beautiful scale stitch here. To move on, you're then going to look behind the fan that we've just made, the scale, sorry, that we've just made. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches, so skip 1, 2 and 3. In this 4th stitch, we're going to repeat what we just did. So we're going to skip 3 and work a double crochet into the next stitch available. Okay, and then we're going to begin our work under the front post of the previous row. You're going to work a front post double, a front post treble, and then a front post double treble. So yarn over, insert into the post. Like I say, your work will naturally fold in half. Work a double crochet, work a front post treble, and then a double treble. We're going to wrap 3 times before we go into the stitch. We're going to go through, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over through 2 stitches, through 2, through 2, and through 2, and that just makes these beautiful detailed stitches. So we'll move on again. So bring your scale towards you. We're going to skip 3, 1, 2, and 3. In this 4th stitch here, we're going to work a double crochet. And then using the post directly below that double, we're going to work our front post scale stitch. So it's just the same as we did before. A double, a treble, a double treble. Just take your time when you're doing the double treble. Make sure you get each of the stitches. So now we've not got enough space to do another scale stitch because we skipped 1, 2, 3. We're left with 2 posts. The turning chain counts as a stitch, so we have 2 left. And like I said at the start, we're going to work 2 double crochets to finish the row. So a double crochet in this this stitch, sorry. And then in the very last, you're going to work a double crochet through the stitch, not under it. Make sure you have your V and finish your stitch off. And that's the row that we're going to repeat throughout. And like I say, you can start to see it building up. To turn, we're going to chain 1. We're going to turn. The work looks slightly different from the back, but it is just the same process. We're going to work 2 double crochets to start, and remember we finish with 2 double crochets. Double, double, and now it becomes really easy to spot where your next stitch is because there is only 1 post here, and this is the post that we're going to work our scale stitch. So yarn over, work your scale stitch in behind the front post from the row below. So work a double, a front post treble, and then a front post double treble, which is yarn over 3 times and work into the post. Okay, we're then going to skip 3 stitches. When you're working on this row, you really don't need to count because there is only 1 post available, but it's a good habit to keep counting your stitches. So we'll skip 3, work a double crochet on the top row, then you're going to work your scale stitch here, skip 3, work a scale stitch here, and then stop, and we'll finish that row together. Okay, I'll get you at the end of the row. Okay, so we've got to the end of the row. We've not got enough space to work another scale stitch. You're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and finish with 2 double crochets. And that's it. That's the same row you repeat over and over again until you've got to your desired length. Just make sure in the last stitch you do have your V before you move on. You're then going to chain 1, turn your work, and it begins the same process. You're going to start with 2 double crochets, and then under the second crochet you're going to work your scale stitch into behind that post there, skip 3 behind that post, skip 3, work a double, work your scale stitch, and then skip 3 and work 2 double crochets in the end. When you've got to a length or whatever size you want, if you look at the stitch, it's very detailed, and I do really like this stitch. I think I said before that I'm in the process of making a cushion cover with this stitch. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. Please like the channel, like the video, comment away. I do respond to every comment that I get, and it's really nice to hear that my videos are helping and inspiring people. You can also check out my work over on Facebook. Just search All Things Nitty. Someone did ask me why my channel's called All Things Nitty when it's just crochet videos. The reason for that is when I started teaching knitting and making toys, I couldn't crochet. I'm self-taught in crochet, self-taught in toy making, which is what I specialise in, and I really liked the name. I didn't want to change it to All Things Nitty and Crochet, or so I do hope you understand why my channel's got a slightly weird name when it's crochet. I don't do as much knitting anymore because I do have rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah, so thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.